Welcome back to Bisexual Men Uncovered, the channel where we explore real, raw, and often overlooked topics about sexuality, identity, and the male experience. Today's topic is one that affects millions of men around the world. And yet, it's still surrounded by myths, assumptions, and heated debate. We're talking about circumcised versus uncircumcised, preferences, performance, and myths. Is one really better than the other? What do partners actually prefer? And does circumcision impact sexual performance? Let's break it all down, honestly and without shame. Segment 1. What is circumcision? Circumcision is the removal of the foreskin, the fold of skin that covers the head of the penis. In many parts of the world, it's done for religious, cultural, or medical reasons, often during infancy. In other regions, it's rare and even controversial. Globally, about 38% of men are circumcised. It's more common in places like the United States and parts of the Middle East, while much less common in Europe, South America, and parts of Asia. Reasons for circumcision vary, from religion and hygiene to aesthetics and health. But one thing's clear: people have strong opinions about it. Segment 2. Preferences. What do people actually like? Let's talk about preference. Does being circumcised make someone more desirable? Or does uncut feel more natural and authentic? Some people say they prefer the clean-cut look of a circumcised penis. Others say they're more attracted to a natural, uncircumcised appearance. And for many, especially within the bisexual and queer community, it honestly doesn't matter as long as the person takes care of themselves and knows what they're doing in bed. Here's what we've heard. I like the natural look. Uncut just feels more intimate. Circumcised guys seem cleaner, but honestly, hygiene is what really matters. Uncut is more sensitive, which can be amazing or overwhelming. Studies suggest that preferences often come from what people are used to. If most people around you are circumcised, that might feel like the norm. But if you've only been with uncut guys, that's your baseline. Bottom line? It's personal. There's no universal better, just different experiences, and different people who like different things. Segment 3. Performance. Does it really affect sex? Now let's get into the big question. Performance. Does being circumcised actually impact how sex feels? Here's what we know. 1. Sensitivity. The foreskin contains thousands of nerve endings. That added layer of skin can protect the head of the penis, keeping it more sensitive to touch. Uncircumcised men often report stronger sensations, especially during foreplay or solo play. 2. Endurance. Some circumcised men say they last longer in bed due to slightly reduced sensitivity. Others say there's no noticeable difference. It really depends on the individual. 3. Lubrication. The foreskin creates natural lubrication, which can make penetrative sex, especially anal, more comfortable. That's something many uncut men and their partners say they appreciate. 4. Solo play. Uncircumcised men may find masturbation easier without lube, since the foreskin slides over the glands. Circumcised men may rely more on external lubricant for a smoother experience. So does circumcision change sexual performance? For some, yes. For others, not really. There's no one-size-fits-all answer. Sensation, stamina, and satisfaction vary wildly between individuals, no matter what their anatomy looks like. Segment 4. Color of the penis. One detail that often gets overlooked in discussions around circumcision is the color of the penis, specifically the head, glands, and how it can differ depending on whether someone is circumcised or not. In uncircumcised men, the glands is usually protected by the foreskin for most of the time. This natural covering keeps the skin softer, more hydrated, and typically pinker or reddish in tone. Because it's not constantly exposed to friction or air, the tissue stays more sensitive and the color often appears more vibrant or flushed, which some people find very attractive and erotic. In circumcised men, the head of the penis is exposed at all times. Over time, this leads to a process called keratinization, where the skin becomes slightly thicker and less sensitive due to constant friction and exposure. As a result, the glands may appear darker, more matte, or even slightly desaturated in color, often a purplish-brown or light grayish tone depending on skin type and pigmentation. Now, is one color more attractive than the other? That depends on personal taste. Some people find the shiny pink head of an uncut penis extremely desirable and intimate, while others may associate the smooth, exposed look of a circumcised penis with cleanliness or sexual familiarity, especially in cultures where it's the norm. But what's clear is, color and appearance are part of the aesthetic experience, and everyone responds to them differently. What matters most is comfort, hygiene, and self-confidence, not the shade of your skin. Segment 5. Hygiene and health. One of the most common arguments in favor of circumcision is hygiene. And yes, circumcised penises can be slightly easier to clean. But with basic hygiene, being uncircumcised isn't a problem. It just means pulling back the foreskin during showers and washing thoroughly, the same way you'd care for any other part of your body. As for health, some studies have shown that circumcision can reduce the risk of certain infections, like UTIs in infants or HIV transmission in high-risk populations. But these benefits are often minor, and proper protection, like using condoms and getting regular checkups, is far more important. Again, it's about education and hygiene, not just whether someone has a foreskin or not. Segment 6. Busting the myths. Let's clear up some common myths. Myth number 1. Circumcised men are cleaner. Truth. Hygiene depends on how you care for yourself, not whether you're cut or uncut. Myth number 2. Circumcised men perform better in bed. Truth. Performance is influenced by confidence, communication, and experience, not foreskin. Myth number 3. Uncut guys finish faster. Truth. Some do, some don't. Sensitivity isn't the only factor in orgasm or control. Myth number 4. All partners prefer circumcised men. Truth. Many people prefer uncut, or don't care at all. It's a matter of personal taste. Myth number 5. Circumcision is only about religion. Truth. It's often cultural or even aesthetic, especially in Western countries. Segment 7. Masturbation with circumcised versus uncircumcised penis. Masturbation can feel different depending on whether a man is circumcised or not. For uncircumcised men, the foreskin naturally slides over the head of the penis during masturbation, creating a smooth, lubricated sensation. This often means less need for additional lubricant, and many find it enhances sensitivity. For circumcised men, the head of the penis is always exposed, which can cause thicker skin and less sensitivity over time. Many circumcised men use lubricants to make masturbation more comfortable, and some adjust their technique to focus on the shaft or use toys. Neither experience is better or worse. It's all about what feels best for each individual. Conclusion. So, circumcised or uncircumcised, which is better? Truthfully, neither. It's not about better. It's about what works for you and what makes you feel good in your own skin. There are benefits and drawbacks to both. What matters most is that you're informed, confident, and respectful of others' choices, especially when it comes to something this personal. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to Bisexual Men Uncovered, and share this with someone who might need to hear it. We'd love to hear your respectful thoughts in the comments. Let's keep the conversation real and judgment-free. Until next time, stay curious, stay confident, and stay uncovered.